Hi students, good morning. I hope you all are fine. In today's session, I am going to discuss about Avogadro's hypothesis, relationship between relative molecular mass and vapor density. So the first is Avogadro's law, volume and moles. So in the year of 1811, Avogadro framed a hypothesis based on the relationship between the number of molecules present in equal volume of gases in different conditions. So, according to him, the Avogadro's law states that equal volume of gas of all gases under similar conditions of temperature and pressure contain equal number of molecules. It follows that the volume of any given gas must be proportional to the number of molecules in it. If V is the volume and N is the number of molecules of a gas, then Avogadro's law is represented mathematically as follows. V is directly proportional to N. That's what volume of any gas is directly proportional to the number of molecules of gas. So V equal to constant into N, which means volume that is equal to constant, which means number of molecules. Thus 1 liter, which means 1 decimeter cube of hydrogen contains the same number of molecules as in 1 liter of oxygen. That is, the volume of the gas is directly proportional to the number of molecules of the gas. You just consider the two container, it contains different gas molecules. Okay, if the volume of molecule is high, means the number of molecules is also high. If the number of molecules is high, then the volume of the molecules it remains also the high. So volume is directly proportional to the number of molecules. If the volume is get to compress, the volume of the molecule is small, means the number of molecules present in that container also small. Then the volume of container is high, means the number of molecules present in that container also high. So this what Avogadro hypothesis. So how can we explain? By using a small example. Okay, you just consider the reaction between hydrogen and chlorine to form hydrogen chloride gas, which means hydrogen gas reacts with chlorine gas to gives 2 mole of hydrogen chloride gas, which means 1 volume of hydrogen gas reacts with 1 volume of chlorine gas to gives 2 volume of hydrogen chloride gas. Okay, so according to Avogadro's law, 1 volume of any gas is occupied by n number of molecules, which means this one volume of hydrogen gas which is related to one molecule. That's what volume is directly proportional to molecule. So here we have to put one volume for one molecule. Okay, so why we here put one molecule? Because the volume is directly proportional to molecules. If it one volume means the number of molecule also 1, so the one volume can be replaced by one molecule. Okay, like that the chlorine one volume it is replaced by one molecule, so 1 plus 1 we got 2 molecules. Okay, like that if we simplify this, subdivided this one molecule, we got half molecule. If half molecule of hydrogen gas reacts with half molecule of chlorine gas, we got 1 molecule of hydrogen chloride gas. Okay, so that's what this last agreement with Dalton's atomic theory. So the Dalton told that the atom it is an indivisible one, but Avogadro's law states that equal number of volumes contains equal number of molecules. Okay, we just considered another example. Okay, so water molecule. How does the water molecule formed? That 1 volume of hydrogen gas is react with 1 volume of oxygen gas, that gives 2 volume of water gas. Okay, water vapor. Okay, which means this volume is directly proportional to the molecule. This volume can be converted into one molecule. That's what one molecule of hydrogen gas react with 1 molecule of oxygen gas, that gives 2 molecules of water gas. Like that, this subdivided into half molecule of hydrogen gas reacts with half molecule of oxygen gas to give one molecule of water vapor, which means water gas. Okay, so according to that Avogadro law, equal volume of a gas contain the same number of molecules at the same temperature and pressure. Here the temperature and pressure have to be in constant. If the volume of the gas is increased, means number of molecules also increased. If the volume of gas is decreased, means number of molecule present in that container also decreased. That's what the balloon, it contains an hydrogen gas. Okay, so if the volume of that hydrogen gas is reduced, means the molecule, number of molecule present inside the balloon also reduced. The density, which means the density, if I blow the hydrogen gas more and more, means the balloon becomes big. Okay, then what would you observe from that? If the balloon becomes big, means the volume of that hydrogen gas get bigger, which means the number of molecules also higher in that balloon. Like that the oxygen. Okay, if I increase the volume of this balloon, what will happen? The number of molecule present inside the balloon also increased. Likewise, this water vapor present inside the balloon, if I increase the size of the balloon, volume of the balloon, what will happen? The number of molecule present inside the balloon also increased, which means volume that is proportional to number of molecules. Okay, that's what V1 by N1, that is equal to V2 by N2. The volume number, the molecule number 1, this V2 is the volume of molecule number 2, which means the volume number 1 molecule is hydrogen gas and the volume number 2 molecule is oxygen gas. They just compare, which means the volume is directly proportional to the number of molecules. So see this image, doubling the number of molecules doubles the pressure. Okay, pressure and temperature has to be in constant. So the next is applications of Avogadro's law. It is used to determine the atomicity of gases like hydrogen, nitrogen, chlorine, which means it is used to conclude or decide the atomicity of gases. Okay, so this Avogadro law, it's only capable for gases only. So if you take that hydrogen, nitrogen, chlorine, these all comes under the category of gases. So the atomicity of gases can be determined by using this Avogadro's law. Okay, so the Avogadro's law states that equal volume of gases, it contains an equal number of molecules, which means atomicity of hydrogen is 2 and nitrogen is 2 and chlorine is 2. So it have the equal number of molecules. So the volume of this gas is also equal. So it is determined by using this Avogadro's law only. So the next is to explain the Gay-Lussac law of combining volumes. So the Gay-Lussac also, it shows that the volume of gas is directly proportional to that number of molecules, which means here the temperature and pressure, it remains the constant. By using this applications of Avogadro law, Gay-Lussac law of combining volume also explained. So the next is to relate gram molecular mass. What do you mean by molecular mass? So it is nothing but weight of a particular compound. If we take that water, what is the molecular formula of water? H2O. Here we have a 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. So how can we calculate the molecular mass? By using that particular weight of that particular element. For here we have 2 hydrogen. So the each hydrogen, it has 1 mass. Okay, like that 2 hydrogen here. So the mass of hydrogen here, it is 2. So the next is oxygen. The mass of oxygen is 16. While we add this, we got 18 gram of water molecule. Okay, so the gram molecular mass can be calculated by using this Avogadro's law only. So on the gram molar volume of the gas can also be concluded by using this Avogadro's law. Gram molar volume, it's nothing but 22.4 liter, which means 22,400 ml. Okay, so which is related to the gram molar volume of a particular gas. This value is only for a gas. So the volume of the gases remains the same, means number of molecule present in particular container or balloon, anything, it's also the same. This STP, it indicates the standard temperature and pressure. Okay, we have some value for that STP. Okay, so the next is to relate the molecular mass and vapor density. This relative molecular mass, it's nothing but we are just comparing the molecular mass with carbon 12 isotope, and vapor density, it's nothing but we are going to calculate the density of the gas molecules. That's what vapor density. So the relationship between the relative molecular mass and vapor density, it's somewhat related with that applications of Avogadro's law. So the next is to determine, to conclude or to decide the molecular formula of a gas. For example, if you take that water vapor or hydrogen chloride gas, so this hydrogen chloride gas, it has a molecular formula by using this Avogadro's law only. So these are the 5 points, okay, so which means this Avogadro law takes place for finding out the atomicity of gases, for Gay-Lussac, to explain the Gay-Lussac law of combining volumes, to relate gram molecular mass and gram molar volume of the gas at STP, to relate molecular mass and vapor density, to determine the molecular formula of a gas. So the next topic is relationship between vapor density and molecular mass. So the relative molecular mass in hydrogen scale. Relative molecular mass of a gas or vapor is the ratio between the mass of one molecule of the gas or vapor to mass of one atom of hydrogen, which means the one mass of hydrogen which is related to any mass of one molecule of the gas. If you take an oxygen molecule, this oxygen molecule, one molecule of oxygen which is related to the mass of one atom of hydrogen. If it is in carbon scale, means how can you define this relative molecular mass? Relative molecular mass of a gas or vapor is the ratio between the mass of one molecule of the gas or vapor to the mass of one atom of carbon 12 isotope, which means we are comparing the carbon 12 isotope with that one molecule of any gas present around us or present in that container. Okay. So the next is vapor density. Vapor density is the ratio of the mass of a certain volume of a gas or vapor to the mass of equal volume of hydrogen measured under the same conditions of temperature and pressure. There in relative molecular mass, we just take a mass of molecule. Okay, so here we get a volume of a gas. Okay, so the number of molecule which is related to the volume of gas. That's what this relationship between vapor density and relative molecular mass is somewhat the applications. It undergo the applications of Avogadro's law. There, relative molecular mass, it contains the number of molecules which is related to the one number of atoms of hydrogen. Here the volume of a gas which is related to the mass of equal volume of hydrogen. But here also a hydrogen scale only, not a carbon scale. So measured under the same temperature and pressure. So that vapor density Vd equal to vapor at STP. STP, it's nothing but standard temperature and pressure. So vapor density, that is equal to mass of given volume of a gas or volume of that particular gas at STP divided by mass of the same volume of hydrogen. We are relative the same volume of hydrogen with given volume of any gas. It may be oxygen and nitrogen. See this picture, some of the vapor density of gases. First one is methane. Methane is less than 1. Density of that methane is less than 1. And for air is 1. Chlorine is greater than 1. So we have a density, vapor density for each and every gas molecules. So we just compare this gas molecules with that one same volume of that hydrogen. So this is what vapor density. So we are just relating the relative molecular mass and vapor density of that particular volume of a gas or molecule. According to Avogadro's law, equal volume of all gases contain equal number of molecules. So this vapor density, we just replace the volume of gas into molecules. Let the number of molecules in one volume equal to n, then vapor density at STP is mass of n number of molecules of gas or vapor at STP divided by mass of n molecules of hydrogen. We just convert that volume of gas into molecules of gas, because this what's some applications with the Avogadro law. What do you mean by Avogadro law? The number of molecules is directly proportional to the volume of a gas. Here the volume of gas is converted into number of molecules. Cancelling n, which is common, you get vapor density. So vapor density, that is equal to mass of one molecule of a gas or vapor at STP divided by mass of one molecules of hydrogen. However, since hydrogen is diatomic, we just put for di is 2. Vapor density, that is equal to mass of one molecule of a gas or vapor at STP divided by mass of 2 atoms of hydrogen. When you compare the formula of vapor density with relative molecular mass, they can be represented as vapor density, that is equal to mass of one molecule of a gas or vapor at STP divided by these 2 atoms can be converted into 2 into mass of one atom of hydrogen. So this water vapor density that just converted into one molecule and the volume of a gas. So vapor density, that is equal to mass of one molecule of a gas or vapor at STP divided by 2 into mass of one atom of hydrogen. This STP, it's nothing but at standard temperature and pressure 273.15 Kelvin and 1 atm atmospheric pressure. So that relative molecular mass of in hydrogen scale, that is equal to mass of one molecule of a gas or vapor at STP divided by mass of one atom of hydrogen. That is equation 7.2. You can therefore substitute the above equation to an equation 7.1 and arrive at the following formula. Vapor density, that is equal to relative molecular mass divided by 2. So this mass of one molecule of a gas or vapor at STP divided by mass of one atom of hydrogen, it's somewhat relative molecular mass. For that we are putting that relative molecular mass. So divided by 2. Now on cross multiplication you have 2 into vapor density, that is equal to relative molecular mass of a gas or relative molecular mass. If we need to calculate the relative molecular mass, this equation can be converted into relative molecular mass, that is equal to 2 into vapor density. This is an important 5-mark question. You just go through it. Okay. So with this I completed this video. I hope you all are fine. You just be safe in your home and wear mask. Wash your hands regularly. Thank you, students. If you have any doubts, please ask me while I'm coming doubt clearance session. Thank you, students. Thank you.